Hello everyone, Mark with Grimtastic Baits, and today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm sometimes really bad at catching fish, but really good at finding and catching and rescuing lures and baits. So, just already this year, I've only been fishing a month or two. This is what I've already found, less a Kitech or two, in fact, plastics, whatever. I'd make my own, so don't worry about that. But I got, I think this is like a midnight spinner bait or something like that. I only know that because it's got the little tiny rattle in the back, which is a good sound. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna clean these up and see what we can do with them. This guy, I might have to change the skirt. The hook is a little rusty, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe get that off there. See if it's worth rescuing. Then I got just a cheap Bass Pro Shops XPS, tiny little crankbait. Got a decent little rattle to it. Missing an eye there, as you see. I might just put a new eye on if it cleans up really well. Then I got a little Panther Martin here. It needs some TLC, I think. I'm not sure if I'd repaint that or not. Blade looks pretty decent though. Not bad at all. I got a wonderful little blade jig in Wonder Bread, which we don't have saugeye or walleye in the area that I caught this, so evidently somebody's trying to use Wonder Bread to catch a bass. I'm not sure why. Not a huge fan of the Wonder Bread, so I'm actually debating on powder coating that a different color, see if we can do something a little better with it. And a jitterbug, a good old classic, good old-fashioned jitterbug. I haven't owned one of these. Well, I own like one or two, but I haven't fished with one in I don't know how long. But hopefully this will clean right up too. I'm not looking to repaint any of these, hopefully. Just want to give them a good cleaning and change out the hooks possibly. This one actually, yeah, it's got some rust on it. Actually, no, we might be okay with this hook. Anyway, I'm gonna clean them up. First thing I'm gonna do is take the hardware off, and by hardware I mean the swivels and hooks and whatnot. Probably take the skirt off that to clean it, and I'll show you the process and be right back with you. Okay, that is done. I am going to take a little bit of steel wool. I'm going to start with this guy because I don't think much needs to be done with it. It's actually in pretty good shape. Honestly not going to have to do much. I'm just going to see if I can polish this just a little bit. I mean, it's very free spinning still. I don't want to run the steel wool across there because I'm afraid I'm going to take off some of that cool finish. So I'm just going to make sure that there's nothing there. Clean this part of the rod up a little bit. I know my fat fingers are covering it up. And these hooks are still pretty decent. I mean, they are sticky sharp. So this may not have been hanging around in the tree all that long. I think all I'm going to do is maybe run the hook sharpener across it. But there really wasn't much to do to this. I think I found this one hanging in a tree, actually. So, not going to bother too much with that. The jitterbug. We do have some metal here. I'm not sure how much that's going to polish up. These could take some time. This is almost one of those cases where I think I would break the Dremel out. I think the Dremel would do a little better job, plus it'd get in those little nooks and crannies easier. Let me check this guy out. Well, that's shining really nice and quick. Wow. Okay, so let's be using some decent steel or something on these. That's not bad at all. barrel swivel's cleaning up pretty nice. Let's see how the blade does. This might be a case for the Dremel also. I think we're going to be able to bring this one back to life too. Just a little elbow grease. Some people are like, why are you even bothering? Go to the store and buy a new one. Well, I don't know. Because I can do this. Let's get that skirt off. Oh, that sounded bad, didn't it? And this ain't too bad. I don't want to take the paint off, but I want to see how the hook's looking. Because the hook has some... Well, it looks like the barb in the hook is gone. It's a good thing too, because I just stuck myself. So this is cleaning up too. It may be a barbless spinnerbait, but by the time I'm done anyway. But let's break out the Dremel. If any of you know me and have watched my videos before, you know what I say. The quickest way I can screw up any project is with a Dremel, and that is the truth. So let's start with the blade, since it seems big enough and inconspicuous enough. That that brush is way too soft. Let's let me look for something more aggressive. Brass? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Well, who had that as happening? Shnikes. Wow. All right, but that is recoverable. I have cheap swivels I can put on there, but damn, I got greedy. Hopefully I had that in frame most of the time. I just realized I might not have been, but wowzers. There's a few cracks or chips or something going on along there. Probably from corrosion, but you can tell where the barb broke off. Worth using? You know, if I caught a fish or two on it, yeah, it'd be worth it. That was ugly. Let's see about this guy. Buttercream. Okay, so this one, not a real high grade steel or anything evidently. So I might try and touch that up a little more with the steel wool. No point in boring you off camera with that, or on camera I should say. So when we do that, then we'll move on to the next step. All right, let's put on a light. How about that? Woo. So, soaky. All I got is just soap and water. And I didn't really think about this, but I'm going to replace that skirt altogether. That's not even worth cleaning. These guys floaty, so I'm going to have to hold those down or something. So we will we're going to let those soak for just a minute, and then we'll start pulling them out and washing them off. See if I can find a brush. I said find a brush. I didn't think literally, but why not? See if I can grab something with hooks in there. I know there's still 2 baits in there with hooks, but we got a filthy belly. Got a little bit of rust started on it. Still cleaned up quite well. The paint job held up pretty decent. There's a couple of little spots. God, sorry, you weren't in frame. A couple of spots right there. I do have some red paint. I might just touch that up with. That's pretty decent. Yeah, there's one of the ones with a hook. Oh, there's the other one. How about that? Let's do him first. And I do plan on taking these and cleaning them off in the sink. Don't tell my wife. So I should have picked a better camera angle. Like, my big hand keeps getting in the way for everything I'm doing here. Wow. You know what? That's a heck of a good powder coat on this too. I'm impressed. Look at that. There are no chips, dings. I don't know how much it was used, but that cleaned up extremely simply and well. I am quite happy with that. That's going to be worth it. Let's see. Oh, this guy was filthy. This thing's gonna... take a little scrubbing, I think. Oh, one eye. Paint job's not bad on it. It's seen the bottom of a few ponds, possibly. Chipped on a few rocks. What I'm doing, I'm trying to get all these little ribs and ridges in here. And do something about this bill. That might just be stained. All in all, paint job is pretty good, except for there. And I might just touch that up with some black right there, because I think that's all we really need. I'm not even going to break out the airbrush. I'm just going to use regular brushes for those, because that's not too bad. I got another one in there, don't I? Oh, yeah. Mr. Ugly Wonder Bread. Which... Sorry, my sinuses are driving me nuts, so if you hear me deep breathing, it's just, I've had sinus surgeries, I've had deviated septums from broken noses. It's just what it is. Unfortunately, I wished I could change it, but you could drive a truck through my nose. As several doctors have said as they've examined me, like, oh my gosh, your sinuses are so huge, you drive a truck through them. Thanks, didn't ask for your opinion, Doc. Oh, did the old Midwestern oop. And that spinner blade looks pretty darn good. Got a little tarnishing or something going on there. Not sure, but I'll fish it. Anyway, I'm going to dry these off, and I'll show you the next step that I'm going to take. As soon as I dry my hands off so I can touch my phone. Okay, next step. A little bit of alcohol. And I'm just going to use that to run across the bait. Do any fine tuning as far as cleaning. See, I keep missing the tie on. Let's take care of that. Come here. There we go. All right. So as I was saying, alcohol. Yeah. Not the kind you can drink, sorry. That shines them up quite nice. The more I look at this ugly thing, the more I'm pretty positive I'm going to spend more time on it than I should. And probably give it a powder coat. This little guy. This will also take off any additional grease prior to painting. This little guy, I'm not going to do much with it all. He's going to get sharpened, and that's about it. That one's, I'd almost call that one almost done. Spinner blade, good old Colorado. And then this ugly thing, I shouldn't say it's ugly, it's just, I don't know. It's basic. I mean, how many times have we all seen the sexy shad pattern? And it's a square bill. Yeah, this sucker has been used and abused. That's all the cleaner that lip is getting. I think, God, there's chips and stuff all over it. Look at the back end. Now that I'm getting it really clean. Gosh, you know what I'm thinking. You all know what I'm thinking. My OCD's going nuts. It's screaming repaint. Something else, a different color, new color, I don't know. I like how it color shifts. It's really pretty. It really is. But then maybe I'll be putting too much time into this. Yeah, you know what? This is like a $3 bait. I'm not going to put more time into this. I just have to get over it. give it an eye, which I don't even think I have a matching eye for that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, next up, let's get some paint out. Let's touch some stuff up. All right, I don't have any black opaque, but I have a black pearlized. So I'm going to use that for this guy. And what if I drop more stuff? Let's use that, because I don't need but a drop. This brush is extremely fine. So I'm just going to go in there and touch that up. Can you hear the lovely music that's going on across the street from me? If you can't, it's very ethnic. I think I crossed the border. Probably should have went white, but I was trying to blend it into that black, and that's just not going to happen because I don't have a real black. So this is what happens when you have OCD. You see little things like this, and you're like, oh, I could probably fix that. And you spend way more time on it than you need to. Whatever. I'm calling that. Oh, bumped it. Okay. We're leaving that alone. We're calling that one done. I'm gonna find a red now. Let me clean off brush. I'm just using the same exact cloth I was using to clean them to clean the brush off with. No big deal. Red, 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 red. Aha. I do have an opaque red. I do not know how well it will match. Holy crap. I've never even opened it. Okay. Well, let's do that. Oh, that's a perfect match. When I sit here doing this, I'm like, do you think the fish will care? Absolutely not. But I just wanted to show that you can bring life back into an old lure. That was the best I could get that clean. Isn't that pathetic? I rubbed and scrubbed and just couldn't do much better. But look at that. All smooth and pretty again. So what I'm going to do next while they are drying is I'm probably going to break out the hook sharpener and get that guy sharpened back up and sharpen those up, because you can't catch fish with a dull hook. If it doesn't catch your fingernail, it's not sharp. Y'all ready to laugh at me? Here's where you laugh at me. This thing has been with me since my childhood. And that is my hook sharpener. Pretty sad, but it works. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of oil. And I just run that in there. Now I will press like more towards left, more towards right, more down. I don't just run it through there. Get dead center. So that's what I'm trying to say. And yeah. Yeah, that'll catch. Should do a little bit of love if I can. I can't. All right. I think I can get it sharper. Oh, yeah. That's what we're looking for. Not meaning to flip you the bird or anything, but that is sharp. I'm going to call this one done. I mean, there's a little chip there on the paint, but I'm not complaining. Calling that one done, hanging it up. All right, on to this guy though. Some more oil. Not worried about the barb. That's why I'm doing it like this, because there is no barb. Oh, hellfire around camera view, huh? Now, as I do this, I am going lighter and lighter and lighter. It's got some stickies to it, but I think I can go sharper. Keep it right in that groove. It's kind of hard to get at because of the angle. And trying to keep it focused on the camera and not hit this wire is what I meant. That's the challenge. Oh yeah. So that, even though it doesn't have a barb, that'll catch. Quite the point on it. Just that if I do catch something with it, I'm going to have to drag it in fast because I can't rely on a barb keeping it on there. So that is that. Let's see if I can find some hardware in a skirt to finish this guy up. And then maybe we'll look at this chunk of brass and lead. So, two problems. This had a black and blue skirt on it. And in hindsight, I don't have black and blue. But I do have a June Bug and silver that would look kind of cool, I'm thinking. Now here's the other problem. Besides the fact that I didn't get that clean in there. Anyway. That is much, much, much thicker. And I have to go over this entire tube with the rattle in it to get the skirt on. So I'm gonna have to be creative. So what I've done through some finagling, put these two together here real quick, is I put one of my typical O-rings I'd use on my jigs over this so I can split it wider than I normally would be able to. Not sure I'm going to be able to even get these through there. Let me figure out a solution to this. So I'm going to allow you to watch my fail on camera. So this is typically what you would use. You take and you run the O-ring up through here, put your skirts on, pull it through, then you can run your skirt over it, or your O-ring over it, and get your skirt in place. However, I'm going to have to get this into here and run that over it. Oh yeah, this is going to end up pretty. Then I can open it up and maybe, if I'm lucky, guide this through there. Without breaking the O-ring. Okay, I'm going to try and back the tool out. And that was a fail. Why it failed was I thought I had it over the base, and I didn't. But now, if I look at this properly, I might be able to stretch the O-ring. I'm going to tear those if I do that. I'm going to do the same process over again, but I'm not going to bore you with it, because I think it's going to work, and when it does, I will be back with you. Remarkably, that worked. It looks like hell right now, but I'm going to snip the tabs and get it all straightened out. That's just the next process, is finding where you put your scissors and freeing the tabs up. Then you'll kind of straighten these around, make them look a little better than what they are. So if you're looking at jig making at home, never done it, that's the process of putting a skirt on for the most part. So now I just need to, like I say, I'll fiddle it around a little bit, try and get the purple on the top, the silver on the bottom. That doesn't work, oh well. But for the most part, oh, there's some tabs. Oh, OCD. But for the most part, once I get that straightened out and I get it trimmed up nice, I'm gonna call that one done. That looks borderline new. I'm not complaining about that at all. I actually kind of like those colors too. All right, so there we go. All put back together. Your skirt cleaned up. Sharpen the hook. I like that. I'm calling that one done. We can also call another one pretty close to done. Let's look at the jitterbug here. We got the cap And I got 2 new hooks on there. So the cap just goes like so. And easier said than done, I suppose. You just have to thread that back on. There's that. You know, in hindsight, as I look at how these new jitterbugs are made, out of plastic, I think they used to be made out of wood way back in the day. I don't know how a tiny eye hook like that, something don't feel right. I'm starting to wonder if there was actually one that went in the other way. I'm going to switch it up and put, it's almost like they have different size threads. By God, they did. I thought that other one felt just a little bit loose. So I was going to comment, I can't believe that something with such tiny threads can hold a fish. But there it is. Let's fight with this one again, because it's so much fun. Yeah, that's about how my day usually goes. Wow, so there was actually different threading for the front and the back, because that is, gosh, that is much tighter. All right, a little paint, a little shining. I'm gonna call that one done too. We're making pretty good time on these. So we'll hang that one up. Got a little bit of junk left over. All right, and this guy, got paint on him. I'm gonna add an eye to that and put new hooks on, and I'll get back to you after I've done that. We're gonna consider that one done too. Then that just leaves do I mess with this at all? It's just, I hate Wonder Bread. I'm gonna mess with this one just for kicks and giggles. First, I'll get this set up. Alrighty, so new pair of peepers. I didn't have the exact same size, so I went up a size of what I had and super glued the heck out of it. New hooks, new swivels, and she still looks a little rough, but a lot better than she was. So we're gonna call this one done. That guy is ready to rock and roll. Gonna hang him up. So have you ever wondered how to powder paint with makeup brushes? You're about to find out. Okay, I'm gonna do something I haven't done before, and I'm gonna try and put stripes on this thing, make kind of a fire tiger, but I'm gonna use tape to do it. So without explaining any further, hopefully you'll see the process. You won't be able to hear me. Heat gun's gonna be running. So basically you heat it up, dip it in the powder paint, let it cool, yada, yada, yada. Then when you're all done with whatever you're doing, you bake it at 350 for 20 minutes and you've got a nice hard polished bait like this. So without further ado, let's see what we can screw up. changed my thought pattern there if you didn't notice. I was going to use the makeup brush to tap it on, but then I thought, you know, let's just give it a good coating. So once that cools off, I'll dip the other side, which you'd be amazed. Sometimes the stuff cools off a lot quicker. Yeah, that's amazing how quick it can cool off. Okay, that's gonna be my base coat. I kind of like how it is right now. I'm gonna have to remember to re-drill that hole out, or once that powder paint gets in there, you're screwed. So once it cools, I'm gonna do some taping. I'm gonna tape some stripes on, and we're gonna see if the painter's tape holds up to the heat. Okay, don't know how my video turned off, but if anything, I'm persistent. I'm not sure how much video I lost, but I did a white base coat, and I have the blacks still as an undercoat, and that's the candy orange on it. And there's a hair in there somehow. Baked in it forever. Next, I'm going to do a chartreuse bottom for my next trick. And I'm going to hope that my pliers don't cause too much trouble. God, I'm really disappointed I lost some video there. Not sure what happened. Okay, gentle grip. Holy crap. This is smaller than that opening. What the? All right. We are going to see the paintbrush after, or the makeup brush after all. This is gonna run in the oven so bad it won't even be funny. I need to open that that eye back up now, and then I'll peel the tape off if I can, because oh no, you know, I figured something like that would happen. See, I don't know when to leave things well enough alone, do I? Nope, 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 nope. Oh, it's gotta be different. But, you know what? If I didn't fail on my videos at least once or twice, you wouldn't believe it was really me, right? So, let me clean this mess up. I'll see if I can peel the paint off that. It's just gonna have an ugly... I don't even want to talk about it. Put the paint on too thick. Anyway. So let's play a new game called What's Inside That Bait? Yeah, I just melted and peeled all the painting and coating off of there to start from scratch. Pathetic. Yes, I know. We're going to go simple this time. Keep simple, so stupid, right? I'm just going to go with one of my favorite colors. let's go with the old lava craw. Can't go wrong here. Kiss, am I right? Keep it simple, stupid. I almost kind of like the way the brass is on the back, but yeah, I'm going to cover that up too. Because I just, yeah. And I keep getting low power mode on my battery on my phone, so I better finish this up quick. If you're wondering, that was extremely hot. There, calling it done. All I gotta do is clear out the eyes on the top there and throw the hooks back on before my battery runs out. Yeah. Okay, so nothing fancy, just a color shift. New hooks, swivels back on, yada yada yada. I know this video is getting long, so I do apologize. So we have that one done. There's that one. There's the jitter pop. Here's the Panther Martin. I do love that color on that blade. And the big old spinnerbait. Sorry, I should have had that in the tripod, but I'm doing this real quick so I can try another video fast for you guys, because I just realized how much time I've been spending on this. I should have broke this up into several different I'm looking for videos, but that's what we got, and that's going to be a snagged lure. But no, the end of the video. So thanks for sticking with me, just to let you know that yes, you can take old lures, you can clean them up, make them look good, and well, if you're cheap like me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't subscribe. I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do, but have yourself a great weekend.